Dang. How time flies. How time flies when you're having fun, right? Time flies. I get passionate when I get to talking about how white people was produced. Peace, peace. War, love, unsigned. I see you, Jazzy. What's up, Jazzy? Kiwan, what up with you? Chaco 656, Peace Treaty. Man, salute, man. Appreciate it. For sure, Jazzy, definitely, man. I've been trying to get this album out. This Cam and Battle Cat album is done, so I need to find some investors or whatever, man. I need to put this out, man. Summertime is coming, springtime is here. So definitely need to holler at you. Get this out real quick. I'm gonna hit you on a DM once I get out of here. Creole Patra, what's up with you, sis? Man, I ain't seen you in a minute. Man, God bless you. Long time. You made my day. My G. All right, yeah, I'm a DM you, Jazzy. Make sure I'm following you. Yeah. Man, what was I talking about? Oh, white people. Where white people came from. White people are not albinos. White people are not, they migrated, so, they adjusted to the Arctic climate temperatures. White people are a product of grafting, selective breeding. Tor 5.7, salute, man, appreciate it. RL Goings, what up with you? Peace. Yeah, me and Battle Cat got a whole album together. Fire. So hopefully I can get my bro Jazzy to help me put it out because I'm super shadow banned, super censored by the powers that be. But it's time to put it out regardless. The Black History Year. White people are dark-skinned albinos. No, they're not. White people are not albinos. Elijah Farrakhan, wa alaikum salam, OG, Ramadan Mubarak. My brethren. Ramadan Mubarak. Fat Boy 165. They are grafted people that was up in the Caucasus Mountains. Well, we sent them up into the Caucasus Mountains after we grafted them. After they started making so much trouble, we had to round up as many as we could find and run them into the caves and hillsides of Europe or the Caucasus Mountain, Asia. We helped civilize them, yeah. Now we need to civilize ourselves now. Now we're the savages. We're the black savages that need to be civilized. So that's what time it is. But yeah, they're not. White people are not Caucasians. White people are not albinos. White people are the product of selective breeding, the science of dominant and recessive genes and traits. Dominant genes are dark eyes, dark skin, dark hair. That's dominant. Dominant means the strongest. Recessive means weak. Recessive eyes, recessive skin, recessive hair means light skin. Light eyes and light hair is proof of recessive or weak genetic traits. So we have both. The original people and any people with dark or original blood in their veins has a dominant and recessive. Pure white people don't have dominant and recessive. Pure white people basically have recessive. They can't produce nothing darker than them. If it's two, recessive, blue-eyed, blonde-haired parents, they can't produce a dark-eyed or, dark-haired, dark-skinned child. It's recessive. These are facts. This is not opinion. It's not racism. It's not hate. So the original people We have the genetic ability to produce our biological opposite. We can produce our nature's opposite. So we originally were black and righteous and all of that and strong and dominant by nature. We have the biological power and ability to produce our polar opposite, which is albino. We can produce albino genetically. White people cannot produce their opposite. White people cannot produce black, a black bino. White people can't produce a black bino. So that proves which one came from the other. That proves that no way that in hell that black people could have come from white people. No way in hell that white could have been first. No way in hell that white can be original. Black is first. Black is original. So in the black person and the black people, there's two traits. There's dominant and recessive. In the black person, the dominant trait is black and the recessive trait is brown. So it's two people. It's two people. It's two potentials. It's a dominant trait in the black people that's black, and it's a recessive trait that's brown. That's why if you go to Africa or any place in Africa where they, tribes that never been touched, blood has never been mixed by any white people, you will still see the little children or certain little tribes members that's a little shade lighter than the rest of the tribe. The tribe is all a certain amount of dark, but it's going to be some of them that's a little shade lighter. That's the recessive genes and traits that's manifesting themselves. So what we did in our science of genetic engineering or breeding, selective breeding, we picked out the male that was a little lighter among the blacks and a female that was a little lighter, and we mated them onto each other. We mated those that displayed the recessive genes and traits onto each other. And we kept that process up. Each time you see one that's brown, you marry the brown one onto the brown. You marry the lighter one onto the lighter one. We kept that up for 600 years. And that's what produced the white race. After the first 200 years, the black people, by keeping that same selective breeding, marrying the browner onto the browner, after 200 years, we was able to produce a whole brown race of people. And the brown race is what we call today the Japanese. Japanese are the brown race. They're the first race that came from us, original black people, grafting ourselves, into recessive. The first race we produced after black is brown. Brown is the Japanese. And of course, the people that did that was not the black people that did this grafting work to produce this race. We were not the kinky haired tribe of Shabazz, African black tribe. The tribe of black people that did this experiment and produced this race was straight hair, the thin nose straight hair, like the people that look like people of India. So if you look at people of India, if you look at their albinos, they look just like regular white people. If you look at it, go on Google and look at the people of India, the dark people of India, and type in Indian albino. They're going to look like a regular American white person or a pale Caucasian person from Europe. That's how we knew that people was hidden in us, that we can bring that people out and make a whole race of them. Not through albino, because that's just too much of a random gamble in trying to figure out which ones is going to mutate. White people are not a mutation. Albinos is what showed us and proved to us that it was another race of people in us. It was other races of people in us that we could bring out, and we can get to that white race. We can actually produce our polar opposite. So after the first 200 years, we was able to produce a whole brown race of people, which is the Japanese. Now in the Japanese, which is the brown race, now brown is the dominant gene and trait, and yellow is the recessive. So among the brown people, the Japanese, you find one that's a little lighter, yellower instead of brown, male and then find a female that's yellower instead of brown, and you marry them on to each other. You keep finding those yellower ones for 200 more years until you produce an all yellow race of people. And now the yellow race of people is called the Chinese. Chinese is the yellow race. Chinese is the yellow race. So the original straight haired black nation produced the Japanese, which is the real brown nation. Mexicans are not the brown people. Mexicans are black. Mexicans and Latinos and all that, they're from the original black nation. They just been diluted like we were. They was conquered and raped by the white Spaniards, the European Spaniards, and that's why they my same color. But their hair is straight and their nose is thinner and all of that because their original ancestors were a different tribe of the black nation called Indians or whatever, right? But after we produced the yellow race, which is the Chinese, now in the Chinese, the yellow race, yellow is the dominant gene and trait, and white is the recessive gene and trait. So out of them yellow Chinese, we was able to find one. Oh, this Chinese got like blonde hair or something, or blue eyes, is recessive. We see that recessive trait popped out, or something like light brown or lighter brunette type of hair instead of the black Chinese hair. Oh, we see somebody that got like a brown, I think they call it brunette. So you marry those recessive trait people onto each other for another 200 years, they're going to produce a whole race of people with blonde hair, with red hair, with blue eyes, with green eyes, like that. That's the most recessive. So blonde hair and blue eyes is not the most recessive. The most recessive trait is red hair. The blue bloods, like how they call the European, the royal family, the red hair, redheads, white people is the most recessive. Those is the purest, furthest. That's as far as you can drive white. It's red hair. And that's why they're considered the fiery red devils. They're the most, they temperament and they nature is cold-blooded. That's why they call blue bloods. It's very reptilian-like. The redheads. So if you look in Hollywood and you look in, the Crown, the England or the Pope and all of that, if you look among them, you're going to find they have a special reverence for the redheads. The redheads. They be redhead with green eyes. Redhead with green eyes. That's as far as you can drive the race into recessiveness. So it's not the blonde hair, blue eyes. That's the stage. They still the same family, but like the pure black African, the pure black, blue black. The opposite of that is the redhead, green-eyed white person. It's not the white, it's not the blue-eyed Caucasian. It's the redhead. So, what about black redheads? Well, that's just like albinos. That's part of albinism. So, we don't have no natural redheads. Redheads in most cases is a product of malnutrition. White albinism and all of that and lack of melanin was what we recognize as a disease. It was a weakness. Some called it leprosy. It was like Michael Jackson or some of us have vitiligo. So we start out with like a little patch of white and then it starts spreading and we start losing our melanin and our ability to stand in the sun and benefit from vitamin D and benefit from other vitamins or whatever. That's a disease. That's a weakness. So whiteness is a weakness, right? And this is not racism. You can't stand in the sun and be safe. You can't get energized and benefit directly from the sun rays, and you're an albino or you're a Caucasian or white person, right? That's not hate. That's facts. But it's hated. It's hated by the people that have that deficiency. So that's why they feel the way that negatively, the way that they feel about us naturally, because we're a constant reminder of what they're not. We're a constant reminder of how naturally deficient they are. And they hate their maker. They hate who made them like this. And you have to understand it. I have to respect that. I have to understand that. I understand why you would hate your original makers, the black nation, for making you so weak. I understand that. And that's why the black nation in the Bible is said, let us make man in our image and after our likeness. But we're going to give them power and dominion to rule over all the stuff that we created and that we rule, because we have to, make up for the weakness that we created, that we made them in. Because they couldn't even survive if we didn't give them power and dominion and let them rule. They couldn't even survive. They have to have had the best of everything just to survive. Just like the Pilgrims couldn't survive that first winter in the New World in America. If it wasn't for them natural indigenous Indians or Moors or whatever, then them white Pilgrims would have died out. They needed our help. They don't know how to survive like we do. They tried. The closest thing they tried to survive in the wild, they wind up living in the caves, mating with animals, producing apes and chimpanzees and all of that. That's where homosexuality started. Homosexuality started in the hills and cave sides of West Asia, of Europe, among those people that fell down on all fours and lost the knowledge of themselves and started living a beast life, living in the caves, cohabitating with animals. So that's what happens when, you let them alone with nature. You let them alone with nature, it's going to go that way. You let black people alone with nature, and then we're going to produce a high civilization with morals and laws and standards and principles and technology, science, art. That's what we did, right? You see that big monoliths or whatever out in Giza, in the desert in the Middle East? They can't figure out how we did that to this day, right? No aliens did it. We did it. That's what happened when you leave us alone. You leave them alone and you see what we got today. LGBTQ elemental PT cruisers. You got the elemental PT cruiser society now that's crashing and burning. So that's facts. That's not opinion. It's not my opinion. It's not my feelings. It's facts. So, right? Am I lying? Or is the truth hurt or what? The topic was just white people and where white people came from and how they're not some natural mutation or some natural product of evolution, and they migrated here, and that's why their hair is blonde and their skin is white and their eyes are blue. That didn't have nothing to do with no mutation. That was a scientific genetic engineering selective breeding process called grafting out, that the original black nation did once we studied ourselves and saw that there was two people in us, two germs, two traits, genes and traits called dominant and recessive. We learned that it was dominant and recessive in us because we started producing children that might have been a little shade lighter than the rest of the people, the rest of the tribe. And we was like, how did this happen? What is that? So we took the lighter ones and started marrying the light males on with the light females and kept that up. And we grafted through selective breeding killing off the darker and saving the lighter and marrying on the lighter on to the lighter and keep killing the darker off until you just all got a lighter race. So you got a race of all lighter people. That's how white people was produced, not some one mutation albino situation. No, you can't. They couldn't even survive like that. You can't guarantee albinos. You know what I'm saying. Indigenous comes from what? I don't understand that. Yeah, you can get on here with me though if you want to ask a question. Go live. I'm just sending you. Why do you think they're ed comment? I don't know what you're saying, my brother. Hey,
Yo,
peace to you.
hey,
Peace to you.
first, I'm a big fan.
Man,
Salute
peace.
to you. I'm a big fan. Your posts really are inspiring and all. And
Man, thank you.
yeah, so now I'm in the bus, so I can't really hear you well. I don't have my speakers on.
Uh,
So listen to the phone here. So my question
okay.
was, you were saying how the races like came to be. So I'm asking for indigenous, um, like
Indigenous? Yeah,
native
indigenous.
people, native
You
people.
said where did indigenous people come from?
Yeah, exactly.
They they came from the originator. They came from one, from the self-created first human being. The first human being is called God. God is the first human being. So God is the very first one of us that was
Yes,
self-created.
yes. I don't want to cut you, but you were saying, so you created brown. Brown is Japanese. Then the Japanese created the
Not not
yellow,
not, cre-
white.
not created, but made. Not created, but made.
Yeah. So after brown, there was yellow, and then after yellow, there was white. So I'm thinking because indigenous look a lot like Latinos.
Yeah, well, Latinos look like indigenous,
Yeah, and
but
maybe that's it.
but the indigenous looks like everything. You have indigenous, you know, with slanted eyes, with tight eyes, or whatever. So the 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 Japanese and the Chinese, they look like the original people. It's not that the original people look like them; they look like us.
Okay.
So you can find, if you go to Africa, you'll see tribes of Africans whose eyes look like this. Their eyes look like Chinese or Japanese.
Africans?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I never saw. Sorry.
Well, go on Google. Go on Google. You'll see them. There's many tribes of African tribes that whose eyes look like Asian, look like Japanese or
You have small
Chinese.
eyes, though.
Hmm?
You have small eyes.
No, I got big eyes. My eyes are big. But yeah, this is facts. It's not opinion. It's fact.
Well, I
You
can't
got
believe I'm
any other
talking to you.
questions? Huh?
This is epic for me.
Oh man, like I said, respect. You got another question? Ask me another question.
No, man, I'm just listening.
Man, well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, salute, man.
Peace. I got to go real quick. I'm gonna come right back on here.